Hi, I'm Peep. I'm the CEO of Winter. My talk is about what I've learned about managing people. People, they're a real pain in the butt, but also it's what makes life worth living, right? Uh, so here are 12 things I've learned about managing people and working with people. Number one, before you hire anybody, in the recruitment process, whatever red flags are there will become forest fires. So, for instance, if they use bad grammar, there are typos in the email, they're late. You do a reference check, and I did a reference check asking a former manager, "Hey, any problems with this guy?" And he said, one time he just became homeless, and that was kind of weird, and his productivity tanked. I was like, what are the odds of that happening again? And sure enough, the guy became homeless like month three working with me. Red flags become forest fires. Number two, people never do something only once. If they're late on a project, they're rude, they're passive aggressive, they do something, and it's easy to brush off. Well, maybe it was just this one time. No, whatever they did, this will happen again and again and again and again. And maybe that's okay because nobody's perfect, everybody has their flaws, so you just have to answer for yourself. Am I okay with this particular shortcoming? This person is lazy, or maybe never gets off the ground with projects, or it just takes their sweet ass time, whatever it is. Just acknowledge it. Be cognizant that this is part of this human being, and there's nothing or very little you can do about it. For instance, some people are slow. You give them a project, please do this, investigate that, report back with blah 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 blah, and they're just take their sweetest time to get going. And some people are like, bam bam bam, it's ready, it's done. And again, you can't do much about it. So people who are slow to get going, to write a case study or whatever it is, just do not give them tasks like that. Give it to somebody else and have the slow people do the things that they are good at. I once had this manager where we are talking about updating website messaging, and I said, "Well, why don't you log into the website right now and just go in and change it right now?" And he was like, I need to talk to, I cannot." Like he couldn't even. So stop asking slow people to do something fast. Number three, you have people in your team who are just kicking ass for their own reasons. They want to succeed, they want to have a great career. They're just ballers, they're A players, and they have strong intrinsic motivation to do a really good job. And you don't really need to motivate them or of course, everybody needs praise. They need to be appreciated for what they bring. But you can't, you don't have to push them. And at the same time, there are other people, the mediocre people, who want endless praise for every little shitty thing they do, and it drives you nuts. And some of these people also complainers. They complain about everything, draining your energy and zapping momentum from the whole team. And so, if you can just get rid of these people. Then just yeah, that's my advice. Number four, you hire a new person, person joins your team. If they're not an essential team member within 3 months, they will never become one. I have never seen this happen. I have never seen this happen, and they might be still useful. Because yeah, the mantra is like hire the best people. You can't hire people better than you. I mean, the market reality is that you actually hire the best people you can afford, right? And maybe today you can't afford the best people. You can only afford this good people, and so it's like, okay, maybe it's still useful, even though they're not kicking ass right away. Or if you hope that they will become better, likely they won't. Some of the people you bring in or you inherit from a previous manager are drama kings and queens, and so this type of people, uh, they are very good at reading people. They will become your best friend, and they listen to you and they compliment you, and they quickly forge relationships with everybody. They become an essential team member. They're loud, they know everybody, but this is their way to gain control. This is their way to infiltrate the team. And if they're unhappy, and they will become unhappy about something at some point, guaranteed, they will use their superpowers for evil. Once I had, I did, like a new employee onboarding with a new team member. Oh, this is the values. This is how we do things. Blah blah blah. And then hey, here's your actual direct manager. He will take over. And the direct manager had supposedly told this new employee, "Oh, Pip told you these things. Well, let me tell you how things really are." You know. So right off the bat, undermining my authority, creating a toxicity in the workplace. Like you find out about that kind of shit, like instant firing offense. So basically, drama kings and queens, they're hard to fire because they have deep relationships with everyone, and half the people love them. So it's like it's a politically dangerous situation, but you have to just get rid of them. Yeah. Next, if you, the leader, don't actively dictate the pace, how fast people should do something, and what is the standard, acceptable standard, then both of them will drop. There's this gravity of mediocrity that will suck people down towards what is the minimum level of effort they can get away with. And if you don't actively manage standards and pace, in the end they will do nothing at all. Like it's the watch Netflix and sit on the couch and eat potato chips. Like it's like the path of least resistance. But if you want your company to kick ass, your team to kick ass, to get somewhere, these are the two most important things. If somebody says, "Yeah, I'll get it to you in 2 weeks," you say, "Well, why not tomorrow? We need fast. We need now. We need more." And if somebody produces a piece of work that is not good, it's like, no, standard is over here. And the standards need to be clear. Everybody needs to know. If it's content marketing, this is what a great article looks like, right? And it needs to be objective criteria. And now, of course, some subjectivity too, because people need to have an internal compass of what good looks like. But you as a manager, you need to actively manage it every single day. Is this great? Is this the best you can do? Is this excellent? Obviously, as a manager, you need to care about people. You need to know about their life circumstance. Yeah, you need to know what's going on, and be nice, and so on and so forth. But you are not their friend. You are not their friend. Like there's a company retreat and there's booze and there's party. uh, you cannot get sloshed with your team, like maybe with your peers. Like you find your other similar level people, get drunk with those guys. But like you cannot, and you cannot be there. Like you cannot like talk about your problems. You cannot complain and gripe down. Griping only is up. You can complain to your boss, never down. And so you can't be the friend, because also friends don't fire people. Friends don't fire friends, but you need to fire them maybe one day. um, Next, if you delegate, it's delegation is hard. You need to learn it, you need to do it. But often delegation is also that you abdicate. You just, okay, you do your thing. You own this now. Bye, see you later. And you never check in. You don't follow up. You don't check the quality. You don't see if the pace is you still need to manage pace and quality and check in and know how it's going. Even though if you're not doing it, you still need to manage it. Otherwise things will go to shit. When giving feedback to people, and negative feedback, constructive feedback is part of it. You have to figure out which of your team members actually can take it, because very few actually can. Some people will get pissed off and they're mad at you and will gossip behind your back about you if you give them negative feedback. And most just want to be told they're doing a good job for the bare minimums often. Okay, so if they need to do 10 things and they do the 10 things, you say thank you, good job, right? So yeah, they want praise, and then just praise when they exhibit behaviors that you want to see. Oh, you did it so fast. You did it with such high quality. Yes, praise them, and of course praise them publicly. And if they can't take criticism, well, just don't, unless it's like really unavoidable. And the danger is with constant praise and like acknowledging that oh, you sent a newsletter, wow, so good. Um, is that really you shouldn't praise inputs. Doesn't matter how hard somebody works. You praise outputs. What happened because of their work? And the reason is that otherwise it creates misalignment. The misalignment might be that the employee thinks, your team member thinks that they're kicking ass, they're doing such a good job. But you as a manager, you're like, this guy, such low quality work, he's unmotivated. I'm gonna need to fire his ass. And it's like you're not aligned on the performance, right? So because how hard somebody works and self-perception of hard work, it doesn't matter at all. Only thing what matters is, are we making more money or whatever the metric is, right? So always when doing the one-on-ones, focus on the outputs, not the effort. Finally, when there's doubt about, should I fire this person, should I let this person go, should I change the role, really there's no doubt. I have never seen in my experience when internally there's a discussion whether we should fire this person, and usually it's like, well, let's give him more time, more coaching, more, blah 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 blah. Really, this person gets fired eventually. You're just prolonging bad experience for everybody, and this person could kick ass in some other role out there, and you delaying the firing, it just you just not giving them the chance to excel somewhere else. So if it's time to fire somebody, you should do it as soon as possible. Thank you very much.